Hello dear, you're welcome to Design Slider Tech. So, we're going to be doing an update on installing Windows 11 version 24H2 on unsupported hardware. Everything in my last video still works perfectly, it's just easier now. The good news is, this method keeps your data safe. You will not lose your files and apps. So today I'm going to show you an even easier way to install and upgrade Windows 11 version 24H2 on unsupported hardware. Just like before, we'll be doing it on a system that fails all of at least the important system requirements for Windows 11. Okay, so here we are in Windows 10. If we go down to click on Start into Settings, we're going to go into System, and then from System, we're going to scroll down to About, and as you can see, this PC is running on Windows 10 Home 22H2, and we're running this on an AMD FX 6300. So this computer is by far completely outside of the Windows 11 system requirements. In fact, if we go in to run the PC health check, we go Check Now, and you'll see this PC does not support Secure Boot, it does not support TPM 2.0, and the processor definitely is not currently supported for Windows 11. So we can go ahead and close this. And the first step is we need to get a copy of Windows 11. Go to your browser, any browser of your choice, and go to this Microsoft page. As always, I have put the link in the description for you to land on this page. When you get here, scroll down to the section where you see Download Windows 11, Disk Image ISO for x64 devices, select Windows 11 Multi-Edition ISO for x64, and then click Download. The next thing you would want to do is select the product language. Hey, you are to choose the same language as the one currently in use on your Windows 10 computer. Now you can proceed to download the Windows 11 ISO file by clicking this button. Pay attention to the folder where it will be saved. Note that the file is over 5 gigabytes in size, so you should be ready for the heavy file download. And then we can go into our Downloads folder. Once it's downloaded, you should have the Windows 11 ISO in your download directory. Now, the next thing we're obviously going to need is Rufus. So I'm going to go ahead and go to Rufus's website, and as I always do, I'll put all the links down in the description below. And then once land on this Rufus's website, you come down here, and as you can see, Rufus 4.6 has already been released. This is the interface at the time of recording this video. The navigation may change later when the website is updated. So I'd like to download the portable version. That's the one that ends with the P right here. If you don't want the portable version, just get the standard version. Most importantly, be sure you select the one for Windows x64, either portable or standard. So once we download it, and we can open it up in our downloads directory, and then to launch it, just go ahead and double click on it, hit yes to the user account control, and then it's going to ask you this question when it first opens up. Now, I would highly recommend saying yes to this question right here. If you hit no, then there's a lot of functionality within Rufus that would be disabled. So I would recommend hitting yes for this one. Now you're going to need a USB drive, and I have one available right here. I'm going to go ahead and plug it into the system, and once it's plugged in, and Rufus has recognized my 64 gigabyte USB flash drive that is ready for the Windows 11 installer. And then from this point, go ahead and hit select, and we want to select our ISO. Now you're going to go into your downloads directory or wherever you saved the ISO that we just downloaded in the last step. So I've got mine right here. I can double click on it, or I select it and hit open. And then what Rufus does is it automatically detects the ISO and changes all these settings to what it thinks it needs for your specific system. Now listen to this. If your system does not support Secure Boot, that probably means that it does not support UEFI. And if that's the case, you can't use the GPT partition scheme. You have to select the MBR partition scheme. In my case, my system does not support Secure Boot and won't boot UEFI, so I have to use MBR and come down here to hit Start. Now it's going to ask me what modifications I want the Rufus install to do on the computer. Now usually by default, Rufus checks Remove requirement for Gigabyte RAM, Secure Boot, and TPM 2.0. You must keep it checked. But there's also removing the requirement for an online Microsoft account. I don't know for sure if bypassing the Microsoft requirements in Rufus does anything, but let me know in the comments below if it does. I'm going to go ahead and test this myself too. Just let me know your experience with it. And you can also check some of these other ones too, like disabling BitLocker automatic device encryption. That's another one that's probably a really good idea. And other ones like disabling data collection, and this will skip all the privacy questions. In this demo, I'm just going to have the first two options checked. Then we are going to go ahead and hit OK, and it's going to give us a warning to let you know Rufus is going to wipe out everything on the USB drive. Be sure you have no files or data to lose in the drive. Hit OK, and it will start creating Windows 11 installer onto the USB flash drive. Okay, so Rufus is finished up. Go ahead and close it. And we can go ahead and close all of our other windows here. And we can go into our USB Rufus installer that we just created, and there should be our setup files. Now at this point, we shouldn't have to do anything else. So let's see if it works. So we're going to go ahead and double-click Setup. Yes to the user account permission. It should be just the regular Windows 11 setup. So let's just go through the process. Checking for updates finished. Now it gives you your regular license agreement. I recommend you read the agreement before you hit Accept. All right, after it's done checking for updates, you get stuck with this screen right here that says your PC doesn't meet the minimum system requirements. But as you can see, you can just push the Accept button and continue with the installation. It doesn't stop you. So all you got to do is hit Accept. Right now, it's making sure the PC has enough space. We're ready to install, and all we have to do is push the Install button. And the good news is you are not going to lose your data in this process. It's going to keep your files and apps. And here we go. Welcome to Windows 11.